I do want to ask you about what you think about the legal ramifications of technology being infused with us. And because you've had a bit of experience with that, of people like, if you take a piece of technology and put it into your body, who owns that?
I think it's also important at this point to define what we mean when we talk about technology, because like I'm not, like I'm a technologist, but my background is wet, right? It's biology is my primary technology, so I do mainly biotechnologies. I was on a panel with a chick named Liz Parrish, and she's aging backwards. So her technology is genetic. So in Australia, this might be a little bit different because DNA can't be patented, but a treatment might be able to. So that's kind of interesting there. I think with things like an Opal card, it's very concrete. There's rules written about who produces it, whose idea it was, and things like this. I think when you start going to biotechnologies, it becomes even more complicated because you have nature literally inventing alongside of you. It's trying to solve the same problems often as well. And also trying to undo your solutions. So I think that I was a very thin end of a very interesting wedge. And I think that the biggest court cases coming up in this space are very soon, but yet to happen. And my case, I could have taken them to court around the idea of the government trespassing on my body. So them switching something off for no really good reason is kind of an act that goes against the common law. The more interesting case that is coming up will be around cochlear implants, where we're going to see the first transhuman court case. So right now, a cochlear implant can hear way outside the range of human hearing. Yeah. But by default, it's been limited to the range of human hearing.
Okay, because they don't want anyone to be superhuman. God forbid.
Why fucking not though?
Yeah.
You know. So and the thing is, the people with cochlear implants have gone from having a disability to exceeding human ability, and we'll see this more and more with technology now. And people with disabilities will by just default be more than human.
Is that because is there another reason behind that? Like, do they not want them to be too sensitive to loud sounds or so? What's the actual reasoning behind it? Or what's at least the...
Well, I think they weren't trying to create a transhuman product, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to remove disability rather than give ability. So if your goal is let's enable these people to hear, rather than let's give these people the hearing of a fucking bat, you're going to arrive at a different product. But the person who uses that might use it in a different fashion than we would expect. So the only people pushing for this are people with cochlear implants, not the people that design it. They did their job. You've gotten to a place that maybe it's like, you design a Lamborghini, but you only ever drive in the city. It's capable of doing all these things, but you're a rich mining magnate and you only drive between Vaucluse and the CBD. But there are people that will want to drive on the Autobahn. The Lamborghini may not have been designed for the Autobahn, it's just capable of those things. So in this case, do the people who have proprietary technology put inside their body, much like I have, that don't have control of it, have some right over the way that it's used after that? Do they have some legal right over that as well? Well, once the technology becomes a part of them, like their fucking ears in their cochlea have been shaved off and fused with a piece of proprietary technology owned by someone else, how much right do they have over that? If they void the terms, does Cochlear have the right to be able to shut down that implant? Because that becomes interesting, because it's not like it's a fucking pacemaker. A pacemaker, you'd be like, well, you can't fucking kill someone. Can you give them back the disability? Legally? We don't really know the answers to these questions.
Yeah, and there's very little precedent to...
There is zero precedent. Like, well, that I know of at least. That's why my case made news, is because this may be setting precedent for this case. And this would be the big one, where a company opts to remove an ability that was granted that removed a disability and no more. Because this person broke the rules, went to jail. Who knows what the event was that will take it away, but it will change us as a race about how we think about ourselves and technology.
To see the full interview, click somewhere. I'm sure it's not too hard to figure out.